Yeah, hi, my name is Mia Francisco. I use all pronouns, and this was my summer undergrad research project. So my project was monitoring avian survivorship on our Evergreen campus. So I am lucky enough to be the third student in a series of students that have completed this project. I can now report on 12 years of avian community monitoring. So what that means is that I am the third surf in a series of surfs to do this exact same experiment across Evergreen's campus. We have EON plots, that's Evergreen Environmental Observation Network plots, which essentially means that we can go to the exact same spot year after year and measure the biodiversity in that exact area. Unfortunately, what we found this year was that 2025 recorded a statistically significant low in bird observations. The way that we know that is that we go out and perform recordings during dawn chorus and can actually pinpoint the species of bird that is singing and vocalizing during dawn chorus. And by using methods like Raven Pro, which is a program, we can get the recording of the bird species and then count from there. So what we found is that we are at 34 unique species in the year 2025. In 2013, which was about 12 years ago, there was 37 unique species observed. And when we compare total observations, so across the 44 sites, how many bird species we're observing in total, we only detected 390 for 2025, which is statistically significant in terms of the 455 and 479 that we used to detect. So further research for this would be if 5 years from now, another student can conduct this exact same research and get a better view of the numbers and continue to see whether this trend is going to be continuing or if we're at a spot where we can stagnate and maybe there's some sort of stability in our community. But essentially what we found was that our bird communities here on Evergreen campus are indeed declining. And now the next question is why? One thing that I learned while working on my field project was the amount of tenacity that it takes to be a field scientist, because these plots are off trail, in the woods, in very steep, heavily forested conditions. And if you are someone that maybe doesn't want to be outside, then I would not suggest field science for you. Another thing that I learned is that the sounds that birds make, they can be so voluminous in their different ways that they're presenting themselves that sometimes it's really difficult just off of your ear to determine what bird is what, and that's why programs like Raven are so important. So you can see the spectrogram and see those little changes that would actually determine what species is what. My professor was Allison Styring, who was out there with me doing field work on certain occasions, but then also had to do some of her own research out in Borneo. And so for a lot of the statistical analysis, I was working with Allison through email and trying to figure out this math and everything like that. But I wouldn't recommend anybody else to do this work. She's been the professor for every single surf, and so this research is super consistent thanks to her methods.